we back, and I'm here on my day once again. We're talking about spheres. I want to talk about the strategy that I've been using to get the most spheres out of my OH, OC, and OQ when I rarely get them. Because it can make a pretty big difference on the amount of spheres that you're getting, pretty obviously, and of course the more spheres you get, the more spheres you get because of that good old perk 10 on the OP list. Let's start with OH. So, OH. You get your 25 sphere buttons. I talked about these briefly in the last video, but I'm going to go over them fully here now. So you get to click 5 times on the buttons. The spheres have different values depending on their colour. Blue spheres unveil 3 buttons, teal unveil 1. So, let's suppose I click on a teal button. I get 20 spheres. And it has revealed 1 extra sphere on the grid somewhere. I wasn't paying attention, not sure which one it revealed, but it revealed one of them. Brilliant. In comparison, if I click on a blue one, I will get 10 spheres. It will unveil 3 more. And let's suppose I click on a green one. This is going to give me 35 spheres. Nice. Okay. So what strategy should you be using to get the most spheres out of this? Obviously, you want to be clicking on the best colours that you can. There's a bit of a gamble here and there. What if I click on this one? What if it's yellow? What if it's really good, huh? Let's try it. It was green. Not bad. Likely, though, it's going to be blue. Same as Kakra. So I got pretty lucky there. But broadly, it's going to be a blue one. Blue ones aren't too bad because you have unveiled 3 buttons. But, funnily enough, they're the worst ones that you can get. If you click on 5 blue ones and you can't find anything good, you get 50 spheres. If you click on 5 teal ones, you get 100 spheres. If you click on anything else bigger than that, you'll get more spheres total. Let's do the maths on the teal ones because I think it's the easiest to do. If I click on a teal one, it will reveal one of these. Let's say maybe a green one. I can then click on that and get my 35 spheres. It's like clicking on the random one, but I also get 20 spheres for a teal click as well. Now, I think 20 spheres is about average. It's not hard to get 100 spheres on the entire OH. So clicking on a teal one, not bad. Not great, but it's not bad. And then you also basically get to click on the empty space as well for free because it unveils 1. So if I click on the teal one once again, it's going to unveil 1. I think it was this one. And now it's like I had clicked on here, but instead of clicking on here, I clicked on here instead, and I got my 20 spheres. That being said, I think teal ones worth clicking on. Blue ones, however, not so much. You might as well just click on an empty space, right? If you click on an empty space, then you are sure to get at least as many spheres as a blue one, but you also reveal the one that you click on. So you should never click on a revealed blue sphere. Never. Clicking on a revealed teal sphere, I think is just about worth it, but it's not great. You can totally click on a random one instead. And sometimes you'll get a green. Sometimes you'll get a blue, and sometimes you'll have used your 2 minutes talking and you won't get anything. Oops. The other advantage of clicking on the question marks is sometimes when you click on a question mark, you get an OC, which is pretty nice. The last bit of strategy that I have for OH is try to reveal the tiles first. Let's suppose I go on here. I've got some good ones. That's 3 clicks right there. I could click on all 3 of those right now, and then go searching for some better ones after that. But none of these 3 are going to reveal more. Only blue and teal unveil more. So, being as I have 5 clicks, it's actually better for me to do a bit of hunting first. So I'm not going to click on them. I'm actually going to go over here. Found something good. Okay. I still have 4 clicks left. I can still claim all 3 of those with those clicks. So again, I'm going to go hunting. I'm going to find this. I found this. It revealed this one. No, I don't want to click on that one. That one's rubbish. That's blue. And I now have 3 clicks left for my 3 spheres. So I can quite happily take all of these good ones here. I still get all the good ones, but let's suppose in clicking in these 2 first, I had unveiled, say, this one over here. another light. I'd rather click on that than the green. And so then I could have clicked on these two to reveal this one. And then instead of clicking on the green, click on the light. Slight benefit. So there you go. I would always advise checking how many clicks you've got left. Of course, you get 5 at the start. And then just clicking on the blank spaces up until you want to start clicking on these. Because clicking on these last gives you the opportunity to maybe find something better to click on. Because if you reveal it with your last click, it's useless. You can't click on it anymore. Too late. Now let's go to OC. OC, we've got a bit of a minigame here. Again, we get 5 clicks. But we have some rules based on where the clicks will be. There is 1 red sphere, 2 orange, 3 yellow, 4 green, and a bunch of teal and blue. The red sphere is never at the centre. 2 orange is next to the red. 3 yellow is diagonal to the red. 4 green is the same row or column as red. Teal is in the same something as red, and blue is never in the same anything as red. That's a little difficult to grasp, so I'm going to give you an example. I am going to click here. Don't start by clicking in the centre. The red sphere is never in the centre. But other than that, click wherever. Now what I found is a blue sphere. Now I know that the red is never in the same row, column, or diagonal from the blue. So it's not in any of these. It's not in any of these. And it's not in any of these. So for my next click, I really want to make sure I click somewhere that isn't in one of those categories. For example, I could click here. This is not in the same row, column, or diagonal from the one I've already clicked on. Let's go with that. I find another blue. Same rules apply. It's not in any of these. The red one, that is. I now want to click somewhere that is not in any of those spots for either of these two. Take this one, for example. This one is not in the same row, column, or diagonal of either of those 2 blue ones. I click on it. I get blue again. We're getting a little unlucky today. Okay. Same rules apply. I'm not going to say it all again. Let's try and find somewhere that is not in the same row, column, or diagonal from any of these. Here's one. This is not in the same row, column, or diagonal as any of those. Let's try it. We find the red one. You see, you don't need to find these good kappas in order to find the red one. As long as you keep trying places that you know it can be, find it. I am still not sure if you are guaranteed to be able to find it every time if you use optimal moves, but I think you can. I think you're guaranteed to find the red one every time as long as you are optimal. Maybe not. I haven't done the maths. But you really should be finding the red one every time. Sometimes you'll find it on the last move and you're a little sad. You should be finding it every time. That being said, I now want to click next to the red one to try and find these oranges that are next to it. Because it's in the corner, both of these are guaranteed to be orange. So I'll just click one of them and there we go. We've got an orange. Of course, the orange one being worth still a fair chunk. I'm going to try doing another one of these just so we get a second example where not everything is blue. So let's try a second one. Here we go. I'll start in the same spot. This time I've got teal. This always annoys me the most. I don't like the teal start. So I want to click now in somewhere that is in the same row, column, or diagonal as this teal. It doesn't really matter which. We've got a lot of options. Let's try this one. This is in the same diagonal as the teal. I've gotten another teal. Continues to be unhelpful. So where could it be now? Well, it could be here. This is in the same row as this one and the same column as this one. It could be here. This is in the same column as this one and the same row as this one. It could be here. This is in the same diagonal as both. It could also be here or here. Those are in the same diagonal as both. That might be all the spots. We might have narrowed it down to 5. I'm not sure. I'm going to try one of them. Let's try this one. We find it. Lucky. 20% chance. Once again, I now want to click adjacent to it to find those oranges. Let's try here. We find a green. Unlucky. Let's try here. We find an orange. Nice. This one obviously went a little bit better than the last one because we didn't find a whole bunch of blues, but it still didn't go great because we got those couple teals at the start. Preferably you'd like to be getting the red and probably both the oranges every time, but that's not particularly plausible. I think you're guaranteed to get the red every time, but as for everything else, yet to be seen. Right, now we're on to the last command, the OQ. We have another type of minigame. We get 7 clicks this time, and this one's Minesweeper. We're looking for purple spheres. There are 4 of them. We are looking for 3 of them, and then it will show us where the 4th one is. It will turn it into a red sphere. Notably, purple spheres are free to click on, so if we get one, it doesn't eat up one of our 7 clicks. The colours define the number of neighbouring purples in the adjacent 8 tiles. So let's click somewhere random. We find a teal. Teal means that there is 1 purple sphere in the surrounding 8. Let's click in the surrounding 8, shall we? Let's go over here. Blue. 0 in the adjacent. This means there's none here. We know that there is one here, but there isn't one here. This means there has to be one in these top 3. So let's try one of these, shall we? We found another blue. Now this could mean that there's a purple over here, teal, sorry. It could be a purple over here next to this teal, and a purple over here next to this teal. But it's pretty likely it's next to both, so I'm going to try this one. We find a purple. Brilliant! Because we've now found the purple next to both of these 2 teals, we know for sure that there aren't any more purples next to both of these 2 teals. So let's go over here to the other side of the board and try over here. We get green. There are 2 next to a green. So let's try not these 2, because there's a blue here. Try this one. That was a blue. So it's not any of these. There's 2 down here. All right then. 2 next to that as well. It has to be these 2. Brilliant. I've now found 3 of the 4 purple spheres, so it's highlighted the 4th one there as the red one. Unfortunately, I didn't have any clicks left. I just about got it in time. So that's that, minigame over. But if I did have more clicks, what you want to do is make sure to click next to lots of purples. For example, there's some green spheres here, and you know the green spheres are there because you can see the 2 purples here next to each other. So these are going to be the best spots, and you can figure that out beforehand. Of course, I didn't have enough clicks to take them, but in theory you would. Minigames are pretty simple. Strategy, frankly, is pretty simple. You want to be thinking about the OC, but as long as you think about it carefully, you should get the red every time. It should be easy. And the OH, there's a couple of finicky things there we can do to optimize, but broadly, it's pretty simple. Anyway, I will now end this video here. Bye!